just walking along the coast from Seacombe. What's called Seacombe Bottom, nothing to do with Harry Seacombe. And that's where last year, 2 years ago, I've seen last year, I aborted the walk I'm trying to do now, or I'm doing now in bits. But I tried to get from Swanage to Kimmeridge on 500 mils of water on a really blisteringly hot day, and that's not recommended. That was jaunt 1, and I got to Seacombe Bottom, ran out of water, and then aborted the trip and walked into where I was earlier, which is Worth Maltravers. So I took the bus towards it's funny, past Kingston, towards is it Aston or something? And yes, not that Kingston, not that Aston, but you know, I then walked to Worth Maltravers, across the fields and road, and there's a nice pub there called the Square and Compass. But the problem is that every time I've gone there, including that Sunday where I was literally dying of thirst, luckily I found a local toilet that had a tap. It's always got massive queues. I don't know why. So I didn't actually go in there. I went into the tea shop. There's like a tea and coffee shop down the road. I'm not sure that was there before. Don't remember it. So got a nice cakey and an ice cream and talked to them about walking, and they were told me a story. The guy there told me a story about some people he saw that just seen on the train who didn't have any proper shoes or water or anything, and they said, "Oh, can we do this walk get back by 7 because we've got a booking for dinner?" I was like, no, because this coast gets quite remote, and it gets quite away from water or anything. I took a picture of the cattle whatever they're called, thing, the watery cattle thing, which I'm blank to the name of, where I looked at it 2 years ago and went, "Can I drink that?" And I went, "No," but that's why I have a water filter and water sanitation tablets with me on any of these longer walks, for that very reason. Because I thought at the time, if I'd had a water filter, I could have continued the walk. And it was annoying because it was like lunchtime or sort of early afternoon. I could have done a lot of this walk. So yes, and I've checked. I'm going to have to do the Moop Bay to Kimmeridge part now, not today, but Saturday or Sunday, because I've got so used to, I'm usually around here in August, it being open, the Rangers, but the Rangers are firing next week, so I'm not sure if they'll be open on the next weekend after, but you know, it's probably best if I do that section. Luckily, where I'm camping at Bucknell, I could actually walk to Kimmeridge. It's a few miles, but that might be the best way of doing it, rather than trying to go down to Kingston and then heading to the coast. That's kind of heading away from it, so it might be better to just walk that way. I think that there is a trackway that goes towards that direction, so the trackway might link up, because I wanted to walk that trackway anyway, so that might be quite a good thing. But start early, and I can start early if it's not fucking chucking it down, and luckily today has been, apart from this morning, this horrible dreadful morning, has been pretty good. The guy in the tea shop told me it's supposed to be like this for 2 weeks, and I hope that's true, because I will, if my airbed is not kaput, it's always going to be a worry this trip, that airbed, until I get it properly repaired, because the little field I got several of those little field air things, repair things, but I don't know how butch they are. I don't know how good they are, so we'll see. But yeah, I did a painting at Seacombe, a sort of very loose painting, which will be the artwork for this episode most likely. I was kind of experiment having to do something looser, because the problem is, like the Moop Bay painting, which was, took several days to set up, of sort of scoping the place and then coming back later in the trip, a bit like the St Gabriel's Chapel one. I went back and did it, but it was a bit of a military operation to get there early and get because there's the last bus out there, all that shit. Part of the problem is I just focus too much on detail, and the detail is, he says as his sketchbook flies open, hopefully it's dried, it is now. I'm too focused on detail, and I'm trying to do things a bit more abstract this time, a bit more Eastman. Well, we were Eastman before, kind of. Looks like even more quarry works. There's all quarry works around here. So at Seacombe was a quarry, I passed a quarry, and now I've got some more. And quite often got caves you can't go into, but that looks like quarrying work. Some more quarrying work, and there's also a gun emplacement at Seacombe. But yes, and I had jelly legs earlier as well, so going down I was like, so I'm taking it as easy as possible, especially on descents, because obviously my legs are just not used to this amount of walking. Usually they would be, but I've done less walking this year, so yes, I don't want to repeat what happened last year, where I sort of was out in the middle of nowhere and my legs just gave. So anyway, speak to you soon.